He called his grandsons Manasseh and Ephraim. Now, the Bible is saying Joseph brought his sons to his father to bless them. Now, he put Manasseh on the right and he put Ephraim on the left. And Jacob said, Joseph said, no, father, I am right to put Manasseh because he's the eldest and put Ephraim on the left. And Jacob said, no, listen to me. What I'm going to do, instead of blessing the one with my right hand and the one who's on the left, Ephraim, blessing him with my left hand, I am going to do it like this. He blessed Ephraim with his right arm, right hand, and blessed Manasseh with his left hand. Because Manasseh was, although he was the eldest, but he was going to be led by Ephraim. That's what the Bible is saying. Now, he blessed his grandsons, saying, may the God whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac bless these boys. That's blessing number one. Blessing number two, may God who has led me to this very day bless them. Blessing number three, may my name and the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac live on through these boys. And the last blessing was, may they have many children and descendants. And that was the end of the blessing to these two boys. All right? Any question? All right? All right. Tatundima, just talk. Just talk. Just talk. All right, I'm coming to my pastor. I'm coming to my pastor. All right, just talk.
I saw as peculiar to the fact that if you are talking about blessing, then we are no longer getting this thing from our fathers. I wish my father would have blessed me as biblical significance.
Yes.
And more than above, we simply consider the age being of prime importance of this generation.
Yes.
The eldest and the youngest. But somewhere along in this Genesis story, things are reversed. The youngest is getting more blessings.
Yes.
And the eldest
Is getting no blessings or less.
Yeah, correct. And the eldest is specifically subjected to the authority of the youngest.
Yes.
Yeah, which is really, I think, on human terms, that is unfair.
All right. All right. Thank you. Brother Lavo.
And to his father.
Yes.
So it's not so much about that it was a fatherly thing rather than a godly thing. He was so moved by God's promise that he wanted the promise to continue in his son's generation.
Yes.
And so maybe that's partly why we are not passing it on, because maybe his fathers are not having that This is the thought. It struck me that, so why is the lesson so much about passing it on? Because of the magnitude of God's promise. And it impacted Jacob's life so much, he was so convicted by it, that he wanted his sons to carry that legacy forward. And that's something for me as a father, that, and as a son, that we need to ask ourselves, are we actually passing God's promise? Are we progressing in this walk with God? And that brings me to my other point that I wanted to make. The story about Joseph really brought to my mind the concept of when God is in your life, you don't always feel like you're in victory, but you always do get to victory. And another way of putting it is, you don't have to win every battle to win the war. So life consists of many battles. Some you win, some you lose. But when your life is committed to God, you will win the war. And sometimes I think we get too discouraged when we lose a battle and we give up. The Christian walk is about multiple battles. Some you win, some you lose, but don't stop fighting because the war's not over. And that's the crux of sanctification. Every battle requires justification. And when I fail, I can go back to the cross, receive forgiveness, and carry on the fight against evil. But if I stay on that fight, I will win the war. That's the story of Joseph that really spoke to me. So many ups and downs, and yet, like Teresa said, the youngest prevail. If you keep your eyes on God, you will win the war.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. I will leave my pastor at the moment, but I have not left him completely. All right? Okay. Now, after blessing his grandsons, he commanded Joseph now to call his brothers. Right? And he commanded them to gather around him so that he blesses each one, of them. Okay? He started with Reuben, the eldest. Reuben, the eldest. My firstborn, you are my strength. You are my first child, of my manhood. But you will not be the most important. That was the blessing given to Reuben. Although he was the eldest, but you will not be the most important. For you slept with my concubine and dishonored your father's bed. You will be most important. 2 and 3, Simeon and Levi. Simeon and Levi. You are going to use your weapons to commit violence. You will kill men in anger. A curse will be on their anger because it is so fierce. That was their blessing. Coming to Judah, your brothers will praise you. You are like a lion. Your descendants will always rule, and nations will bring you tribute. That was a blessing to Judah. Number 5, Zebulun. You will live beside the sea, and your shore will be the haven for ships. Number 6, Issachar. You will be a slave. You will bend on your back to carry the load. And you will be forced to work as a slave. Number 7, Dan. You will be the ruler of your people. Number 8, bad. You will be attacked by a band of robbers, but
almost like a, the zenith of success as far as Joseph was concerned. Only to land back up in prison. From there to the palace. That journey, Joseph's journey, sort of is instructive in terms of how we think of ideals of success, growth, and even walking with God. That God is not only visible when things go well, but also, even in the prison, right, or whether in the palace or in the prison, there is still the hand of God that is at work. And so when we see Jacob blessing his sons as well, there's this almost absence of Joseph from the blessing, because Jacob was blessed Ephraim and Manasseh, which are very interesting names that Joseph had given to his boys, where he acknowledges a bit. I usually talk about when I talk about issues of forgiveness, that Manasseh and Ephraim are named while Joseph was still in Egypt, right? And the names mean, for God has caused me to prosper in the land of my affliction, which is the first one. And the second one is that God has made me forget the troubles that I faced in my father's house, Jacob.
Good morning, church. Happy Sabbath to you. So the kids are just finishing off their Sabbath schools. There is communion service here at Kabiga this morning, and we do things a little bit different in our scheduling of programming of communion.